And it's weird. The other weird thing is it also the opening sequence when I load in the game now is that different scene that showed up a little while ago when we thought that I'd beaten the game.
Ah.
Yeah, I was very surprised at that.
We should be able to cook here.
We should, eh? Ah, there we go. So now we will continue on. Hopefully we'll be able to teleport back and, you know, figure out what the hell's going on in the Owl Forest, considering we've been told at least 80 times to go back to the Forest of the Owls. Could you curtain me? The curtain...
The sunlight!
The sunlight makes me die, for I am the vampire. True stories.
Not even close.
It's weird, everybody. I don't, like it. It burns me.
Armored soldiers.
Oh,
Some
fancy.
of Volron's former guards.
Yes.
Take them out quick
So we'll have to
before
kill
things
them.
get messy.
Ah, I see. Everybody's in on it.
Oh, glory unto Volron!
Lay down your arms and no one has to get hurt.
Silence! Traitors like you shall never walk free.
I knew you were set up, but you don't have to be so
Yeah.
damn dramatic.
I think they're like more like interactive things. I don't know 100% how the Netflixy games works,
You'll soon see about that.
but I've seen it. That is the wrong button. Circle is not dodge in this game. Getting used to playing 5 different games at once and figuring out what button does what now. Thank you for making me real strong and not having to pay for the skills I use.
Light burst forth.
Hopefully that doesn't take away my lovely... No, it doesn't. Good. And now we'll use that. I think I have a different move for that, but I am not 100% sure. Nope. Dodge. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you for joining in. Oh, I should probably set up a notification for that. Well, I was just sitting there thinking where I have, like, the goal / giveaway thing that I'm trying to... Well, no, it's not that, because it's in my title at the moment. But I was thinking of the rules and stuff for it, so I'm going to have to hash that out after stream. That way people can do the random things in the chat to see what's going on. That way it's just not constantly asking and or not knowing what's up. Or I can just do it if they ask.
What's with the hole here? Is that supposed to be their hideout?
The holes.
Doesn't look like it's freshly dug, whatever it is.
It's
Maybe
probably
the
there
entrance to
before.
a path to Cyslodia.
It could be. Which means it's going to be filled with monsters. Come on, Shion, we can do it.
Everything all right?
You're my lovely healer person. I need you.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Let's go.
Are you sure you're fine? Is that what's going on? I don't know if I believe you. As everybody walks away and she just stands there.
Yeah.
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
I'm
We should
sorry, I like to
probably
keep a
clear some
full
stuff out,
inventory.
Like our old weapons we're not
Extremely
using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way.
Shut up.
Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what
That's
about
if you're
all these
wearing
dumb
it.
old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load. Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys. This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around.
She was
Honestly,
talking metaphorically,
that's all.
guys.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
I think everyone overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its
like,
own
oh,
treasure
look,
filled
that's
with
the-
memories.
That's the dent in this armor where I almost died.
I can feel my precision improving.
Go back down. Oh, is that...
Tell me, Alphen,
I'm
wherever
gonna have
did
to
you
go
learn
back
how
just
to
in
wield
case
a
there's an
sword?
owl here. Hoodle wasn't
I
there
was
to tell
wondering
me.
the same thing too, actually. I'm guessing you knew how to fight before you met the Crimson Crows, right?
Very
I
possible.
used to be a soldier who served a Danon master. I never saw the guy's face, but I still fought for him because he was my employer. Looking back, it wasn't all that different from being a slave.
Well,
A
that's
Danon
really all
master?
that employment is.
That must have been before the Renans brought you to Lenegis 300 years ago.
You must fight using real Danon techniques then.
Really?
That's crazy.
We used to have our own sword arts?
We did.
There's a lot of our own history we've lost since the Renans first invaded. It's not all magic and art. I'm sure it includes things like sword styles too. It's
Very much so.
incredible and also a little surreal to see those arts still survive after all this time.
Not only that, but I first learned these moves while serving one ruler, only to end up turning my sword on the ruling class altogether.
I wonder how many that's time.
Pretty
That's
ironic when I
blah
think
blah
about it.
words. How many times
I
that's happened in
apologize if I
history?
dredged up unfortunate memories for you.
Nah, we're good. It's in the past now. All we ever did in those days was stir up trouble.
You're using
Troublemaker.
those skills for a good
Jeez.
cause now. It's not all bad.
I suppose this is what people mean when they say that every cloud has its silver lining.
Exactly.
I always
He's
find
using
it
those
funny
sword
that when
skills
people
to
get
make
their
the world
memories
better.
back, they
Could
stay
be a
as the
lot
person
worse.
that they were.
True
or
enough.
are.
I will stop worrying about mentioning it then.
I always wondered if that would be the case. Lose your memories, have a new life, then get your memories back. It's like, would that, like, alter you? Or, like, would you stay who you are and then remember all the things you did? Or would you revert to the person you were and then remember the things that you did recently? So apparently Hoodle's got no family here. Probably just waiting for me to get back to the forest. But god damn it. All the other owls are waiting for you. What are you doing?
This place is rather gloomy.
Why don't you lighten the
Rather
mood for
gloomy.
us
I
while
don't
we're
know.
here
There's all kinds of torches lit up in here.
No wonder we couldn't manage to find them. They've been holed up here all this time, hiding.
All we had to do was go off to the side in the
Remnants of
field.
Volron's forces. You think they were planning an ambush in Pelegion?
Very much so.
Possibly. Then again, knowing how blind their devotion is, maybe they were just waiting.
Waiting.
Waiting for Volron?
For someone to tell them what to do.
Even though we already defeated him? But yes, I suppose you're right. For these guys, that would just be a technicality. They act more like worshippers than subjects.
Because
Probably
they've been
still in denial that he
brainwashed.
was overthrown in the first place.
Either that, or they were biding their time until the next crown contest.
Yes, to
Either
figure out
way,
who they were going to
allegiance
serve
is
as a
to their
master.
lord.
Who they're convinced and expectant will return. So in the meantime, they wait patiently in preparation for the day that he finally
Get
does.
stronger until someone else can tell them what
That's
to
way
do.
more than just loyalty. It's
It's
no
not weird
less
or
than
nothing.
total subjugation.
So now let's see. Oh, so it is monsters up here. Gonna pick some mushrooms from this random cave. Gonna beat the shit out of these things in my way.
Be a delicious piece of cake.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Oh, I thought I was dodging everything, but I was incorrect.
Glacial steel. Pierce evil.
Come back! I was beating the shit out of you. I wasn't done. There we go.
This ends now.
Much better. Excellent. That wasn't too bad.
Like we're gonna lose to Small Fry.
Sturdy Mega Bone. Oh, what's
You've
going
noticed
on?
it, haven't you?
Notice what?
My
I'm
thoughts
referring to
exactly.
Shion.
Oh, yes.
I never thought you, of all people, would come to me about her.
Yes, well, what concerns me has more to do with what machinations may be currently unfolding in secret on Lenegis as we make our way along this tunnel.
Yes. I feel
You're
like she
saying
knows
it's
something's
related to
going
Shion
on.
in some way?
Perhaps. She believed there was a good possibility that the Renis Alma may free her from her thorns. One
Yeah.
would think after losing the Renis Alma, she would be more dismayed, and yet she isn't.
Or
Really?
she's just hiding it.
There's also the
That's-
matter of
it's
the
also-
power that she inherited from.
You heard what she said. She didn't know about the Maiden's power.
Mere ignorance does not preclude her deep connection to the events unfolding around us.
Yeah.
You
She
recall
doesn't
when
know
the
she doesn't
thorns
know.
went rampant in Castle Del Faris. I've never seen dark astral energy manifest in such a way.
Neither
I
have
thought
we.
You said all Renans had dark astral energy inside of them.
Correct. However, what Shion exhibited was far beyond what any ordinary citizen could ever possibly
Well, she's
possess.
not ordinary.
And let me be clear. I do not intend to cast doubt on Shion or her motives.
Just on what is going
Nevertheless,
on.
I cannot shake the feeling that there's more to all of this than what we currently know.
Well,
Do you
of
disagree?
course, because we don't know all of it. Come on now. We're figuring out things as we go. Oh look, more gurgles. All the gurglies. The rock creatures. Silly rock creatures and their purpleness.
see what you've got.
Dang it. No, I don't want to fight him. No, I said I don't want to fight him. There we go. Now to hit him with one of those big attacks, and then I'll use my other attack on somebody else. There we go. Now let's see if I can do a different attack. Or not, because everything's dead. That works too.
Onward and upward.
It's obvious that people used to go through here in order to get to the other realms.
So let's see.
Think Volron really did
What
seal
is
it
in
off
these
to
hallowed
Canadian?
passages?
Seems like it.
Lucky
Those
pebbles.
soldiers in the encounter might have known
Wow.
about it.
I feel
Chosen to
so
hide out here.
Oh, the
lucky.
entrance collapsed.
Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Terribly, terribly funny. It's funny. The other people thought it was funny. They're just too shy. That's why they're not laughing. Now let's see if this does something different.
Coming through.
No, same thing. Okay. I thought maybe it would be a little bit different. But that was not the case.
I owe you one.
Why did you lightning orb me, madam? That wasn't very nice. Although they didn't damage me, so I guess it's alright. But even still.
Only the best materials in your garments.
You really do have quite the discerning eye,
Frosty
Dohony.
Vambrance.
Yeah,
I
they all
can't
kinda
get the
look
other
the same
thing.
to me.
Apparently I've killed too many of them. Oh look, it's more of the effigies. And they want me dead. Them and their big hands.
Come one, come all.
Must kill the random gargoyles.
Got fire.
They're very, very inconsiderate. Just flying around, attacking people.
You're finished. Here I come. You're finished.
Ooh, just sitting here in all their colorful glory. Hello, Kyo! How goes the things and the stuff, my good sir? It has been the while.
Dragon form.
As impressive as always. No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Infused statue fragment. Transcendence pebble. Oh look, I'm gonna find some fancy things in here. Taking a break, eh?
I see supplies and other signs people were
I
living.
definitely understand that. That's why I... Ooh, hamburger recipe. That's why I only usually do like a month at a time.
This all along.
Because I know I definitely burn out from that game way too fast, because I sit there and that's the only game I play for forever.
Here goes. You're mine. You're finished.
Anything new on the go, sir?
They're all coming after me.
Oh, I'm frozen.
I'm coming, Rinwell.
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine.
So what is the new game taking up your
Like better at a distance.
energies?
Further away the better. You and I both.
All yours, Kisara.
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Got some fancy new games to play and go through, and plans for future games for stream. So hopefully it will turn out well.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Keon actually look frustrated.
And obviously you've probably seen the
Radiant
goal / giveaway update.
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have
What is
a
it?
long way yet to go.
Sapphire One Piece. Does that mean it's a bathing suit?
I can't say its appearance.
So anytime I think of One Piece, well, besides the anime. Just, doing so many fates. Yep, I'm hoping it goes over well. If it goes over well, I feel like I'm gonna do a lot more of those.
Version 2. No, that's actually
You know, make a bunch of different goals, and if said goals are complete, do more giveaways. Let's look for the shinies. Transcendence Pebble, Awakening Pebble. Kill these monsters.
Let's see what you've got.
It's over. Try harder. Not a chance. Try harder.
Damn it, stop jumping.
My turn. Dragon Swarm. Dragon Swarm.
Dang. Frickin'.
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno. Now.
It happens, it happens.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Trying to get all them things done.
Consider yourself finished. Now. You're mine. It's over.
Oh, that's like school starts back up for me Monday.
Dragon
I
Swarm.
know I'm gonna
glacial spear. Here, do it.
be in quite the tizzy trying to get all my work done. Already had our first meeting about what's gonna happen with the online
You sure
stuff.
showed them.
Had that on
All
Thursday,
day's work.
so it's definitely gonna be an interesting time. Which way am I going? That's not the map button. Okay, so I'm going right. So, bet you there's gonna be monsters in here. No? That was weird. Nice. How is the Reaper? You know, obviously I want to play a Reaper just because, you know, a scythe. And I don't really think I need another reason.
An opponent like this should be easy. I'll take you all
Can't wait to actually multi-class for the first time. Jeez. Haven't done anything besides Paladin. The forever tank. Because I think most of the classes, well, I like some of the DPS classes from the start of the game, but like I feel like most of the classes that that's not what I meant to do! Most of the classes that I keep liking tend to be the friggin' tank classes. Like, I think, he's above Summoner Max. Okay.
Superiority was undeniable.
Not 100%, because I haven't really looked into a lot of the classes. So I don't really know where Summoner is on the DPS scale.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
I find
You
most of
must
this,
really
the
like
friggin' classes that I tend to go for, though, seem to be stat boost on enemy defeat. Oh, I like that. But a lot of the classes I seem to be liking, or liking the look of, it outputs... Oh, okay. So they seem to be like tank classes, because I think Dark Knight is a tank class, if I remember correctly, which I was looking at doing next. But then there's Gunbreaker, and I believe Gunbreaker is a tank class, if I'm not mistaken.
How much do they have to steal from us to be satisfied?
What's that thing's purpose anyway?
To steal things.
Some kind of siphon that sends the astral energy the Lords harvested to Lenegus?
Not
Maybe.
as far as I'm aware. That said, it has become evident since the forming of the Renis Alma, as well as other recent events, that my insight may be thin. I would, as I believe the saying goes, take what I say with a grain of salt.
Ah, salt grains.
At the very least, I believe we can assume that whoever is pulling the strings behind the scenes has had this in
Dang
the
it.
works for quite some time.
Why's that?
The people on Lenegus may have plenty of resources at their disposal, but not even they could prepare something like that in a mere month. Something of that magnitude takes considerable time.
Yeah, it definitely looks
as
like
well as a predetermined goal.
something they've been planning
Then
for
what
a
was the
while.
crown contest for?
At
Distraction.
this stage, I think it was but one step in the greater scheme we see unfolding before us. What that scheme is exactly, I haven't a clue. For now, I believe we should keep moving. The path
Let us
continues.
move.
It's quite possible it will take us all the way to Cyslodia.
We can only hope.
Agreed. Let's keep moving.
So Shion's door... Come to think of it, what happened to those 4 lights that fell from Lenegus along with the wedge?
All 4 of them scattered in different directions. It's anyone's guess where on Dana they might have landed.
I'm not entirely sure, but it seemed like those lights may have all
But
been
yes, I'm
different
very
elements of astral
hoping that this
energy.
goes over well.
So even though they're using the wedge to siphon off energy from Dana,
Good for me,
they're
good for
shooting it
whoever
back down
wins.
to Dana as well? Why?
I don't know. It all happened so
Hopefully
suddenly.
it will help me
Hopefully
continue
it's not a sign of some new
doing
threat
the
we'll have to deal with.
But
giveaways.
if that red woman has anything to do with the wedge, then what could that light...
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh?
It is
The
weird.
Red Woman. Shion and Dohalim said they'd never seen her before Pelagian.
Are you saying they're lying to us?
No, it's not that I think they're lying, just... There has to be some reason for it, right?
Yes.
Well, one thing the 2 of them have in common is that they're both Renans.
Okay,
Okay.
you two. Put a pin in it for now. I know that we're in the dark about a lot, but for now, let's focus on getting through these mountains.
Yeah, of course.
Ugh. So is there anything here? Now which way? Okay, so I came into that one. I was gonna say, it's like, which way am I going? You just kind of, boom, you're here now. There's 2 caves, and 2 holes in 2 caves. Oh look, more monsters. Hexbreaker?
Discourteous, aren't you?
I'll take you all on! Take this! It's over!
I hate how these things attack me by jumping.
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Take this!
Stop jumping around and dodging, you bastard.
Stand back! I'll trip it up! Here I come!
There we go.
Flashing bang!
Damn jumpy enemies.
It's over!
Much irritation. There we go.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
So anything new on the go, Kyo, besides the current things?
I've been doing really great lately.
A lot of enemies around here. Terrapin Fist 2.
Try harder! Not again! Here I come! Dragon
That's right. Your attack has been thwarted. What are you gonna do now?
Leave the ensnaring to me.
What? How did that reset? I didn't get hit. I didn't stop attacking him. That's not fair.
Technique.
How are your weapons? Best not to give me any idea.
Wow, look what I just found.
What did you find? Can't collect until the monsters are gone. One thing that I dislike. It's like, yes, I realize there's monster there, you gotta take a second, but like if I'm running through, grabbing something off the ground. Dodge!
time to let it ring! All yours!
Must kill the tiny monsters.
Right, no time to hold back! Dragon form!
There we go. Summoner is already top the DPS rank.
Scarlet Inferno!
Wow. That makes me want to play friggin' Reaper even more.
Astral energy!
Say no more!
So apparently that new Reaper class in 14
That was almost too easy.
is
No enemy can stand
it's a new
their touch.
DPS class, and it's on an entirely other level than all the rest of the DPS. Because apparently Summoner is usually top for DPS, and the min...
Summoner?
Yeah.
That's so strange.
Yeah. Well, kind of.
Summoner 11 is